Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you today for this next album review, and I got done listening to it a few minutes ago for Polar's new record, Five Arrows, that I got a chance to listen to for myself to see what I was going to think of this record overall. So I'm going to discuss what I'm going to be talking about in Polar's new record, Five Arrows, the sophomore album from their last record, Everywhere Everything. I believe was the last record in 2023, like very early 2023. And I'll let you know my thoughts on the 12 tracks I listened to for this 37.5-minute record. So let's dive into this album review. Now it starts with We Won't Sleep. Not a good song. I'm not a fan of this one. Like, Polar did have an alright record for the first record, but I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't hold up very well, the first record. It's kind of forgettable. This song is very forgettable because it's just the vocals are not sounding good from the lead singer, and I'm just not connecting with this song in any way. It's like the drum work is pretty strong and the guitar work's good. The breakdowns are fine. The vocalist doesn't sound good. So 2.75 out of 5. Unkillable. Just this song was kind of a song that just failed miserably. So, I think the vocalist did not do so well with his vocals, and execution wise, the drum work and guitar work was strong. This track was not good. 2.5 out of 5. It just was all over the place, too, with his vocals, and it's just not meshing well with the instrumentation. A New Mentality. Another disappointing track I wasn't a fan of. I mean, there were some moments I could get on board with it, with the vocalist, but majority of the time, it's pretty on the nose, on the fence, and it's just not good. So, and in a bad way, it's on the fence. So, 2.75 out of 5. House of Cards was a disappointing track, too. Not a fan of this one either. The vocalist didn't sound that great in this track either. Majority of the songs he did not sound great. Pretty much almost every song. Almost. There were a few highlights, but there's a lot of negatives about this record and a little bit of positives. But overall, House of Cards is disappointing. 2.75 out of 5. Dawn of a New Age is another bad track that I'm just not feeling for. The vocalist just doesn't do well with his vocals in this. He just is yell shouting, and it's not sounding so great. And mixing wise, this track had its moments where it was good or bad, but it's so sad that you have good instrumentation, but terrible vocals from the vocalist. So that's a shame. 2.5 out of 5. All Hail the Tyrant is a disappointing track. I'm not a fan of this record. And I am not a fan of this record. And I will give a rating for this record at the end of the review. Because this one is going to make a certain end of the year list. So, All Hail the Tyrant is a 2.75 out of 5. I just wasn't feeling for this track. It was disappointing, and the instrumentation was the only highlight to this song. Swimming with Sharks, the melody's alright, but it's just not great of a song, so 2.75 out of 5. The vocalist makes it sound cringy. Soak in Tragedy was okay of a track. It was just mostly some talking and some instrumentation that sounded alright. But execution-wise, it's a 3.25 out of 5. It's not terrible, but it's not great. In any way, it's the only okay song I can tolerate. The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Violence. Nope. Not feeling for this one. This song is all over the place, too. Instrumentally, it's okay, but it's just the vocals are ear ear-gritting and just annoying, too. It doesn't really add up anything of flavor to this track with the vocalist singing. So, 2.5 out of 5. Paranoia is another bad song that I'm not on board with. It's just the lead singer's not sounding good in this track. And keep in mind, I got into this band like in 2023 with their first record, Everywhere Everything. That was okay, but it's kind of forgettable now. It just wasn't one of the best records. I thought it was a good record, but it wasn't one of their best. And this is not one of the best, I'll tell you that much. Far from it. So, Paranoia is a 2.5 out of 5. Just wasn't feeling for this track. Need Want is a disappointing one too. I will give praise on the female vocalist coming in this song and kind of saving it a little bit, but execution-wise, majority of the track sucked. So, it's just with the vocals. You gotta have good vocals for making this record flow very well, and it does not. So 2.75 out of 5. Closing Curtain. The closing track is not good at all. It's a 2.5 out of 5 for me. I just wasn't feeling for this one too much. I wish it could have been a lot better, but execution-wise, it did not perform very well with the vocals. And instrumentally, it's good, but it's just, oh my god, it just was ear-grating with the vocals and kind of got on my nerves. So, 2.5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think this is Polar's worst album to date. I was hoping that this would follow up something good. I mean, hey, if you guys like it, more power to you. Me, personally, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's crap. And annoying crap with the vocals. The vocals don't do well. And to be honest, when I heard Everywhere Everything, I wasn't even feeling for his clean vocals too much. Maybe some points, but not a lot. So, I don't come back to the 2023 record, Everywhere Everything, or whatever that album's name was. But overall, if I were to give Polar's new record a score, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 10. This record sucks. It's going to be on my worst albums. Finally made the cut. I did premiere that video, but I took it down because I want to put this album on the worst albums of 2024. So I will be reshooting that video because there were some things I said in there that I was a little going overboard with, and I will be rehashing it and editing it and making it a little bit better with how I word things in that video. I mean, there'll be some times I'll go on a rant and say some fuck shit, but other than that, I think the worst albums of 2024 video will be underway very soon. I'll be recording it after this video. And until then, I hope you enjoyed this album review. 4.5 out of 10 for Polar 5 Arrows. And I'm sorry that I didn't find it interesting. I was hoping it'd be better, but it wasn't. With that being said, thanks for watching the review today.